What is going on, IK fam? And I'm back again today for another Infinity Kingdom video. And we actually just took our level 8 city of Irene, and we are now going to be setting up to take our level 9, hopefully, I want to say by the weekend, if not early next week, but that is not what this video is about. We want to go ahead and just take a quick look into the Infinity Kingdom Patch Notes 1.1 that were released a little earlier this morning, my time. I want to say about 8 to 9, 10 hours ago. And I want to walk you guys through real quick, as we have to switch screens effortlessly, to now looking at the news. So I'm pretty excited to go over this because I skimmed it already a little bit, and there's a few new things here that were not announced in the previous Patch Notes preview video we did from the in-game mail that was sent out in the Pioneer server that we were able to take a look at. So before we jump into everything, again, if you guys enjoy the content, sub to the channel, hit that notification bell to get updates on when new videos are posted. And as always, official Infinity Kingdom information and resources can be found in the description down below, along with if you guys want to support the channel and download the game using our special creator code, I guess it kind of is, then you'll find that at the top of the description, along with if you guys want to check out our server 8 Discord and get updates there as well on when new content comes out, or even when we do our weekly Tuesday town halls. Without further ado, let's jump in. So, from the top to the bottom, we have, again, this is just notice about the Goddess Festival, right, starting March 12th. To me, this indicates that maybe we could see the update coming out either later today on the 11th or maybe the 12th of March, as I know sometimes they've done that going into new seasonal events for at least one of the previous updates, so there's a good chance maybe at the earliest we could see it in a day. Now, the Goddess Festival is going to go from 12th to the 17th. During the festival, right, you'll be able to obtain chests from resource gathering, harvesting resource, defeating gnomes, and defeating gnome bosses. Blessing chests will be sent to your email, so just another seasonal event that you'll be able to take advantage of. Let's see what else they have here. Open blessing chests, obtain player goblets or gems to make offerings to the goddess. You'll receive star souvenirs, divine crystals in return. You'll get worship points. You can activate axioms and claim bountiful rewards. Cool. So maybe something like what we see from the reserves event, where you are strategic reserves event, where you're attacking gnomes and bosses. You get these things and you can use them to redeem other good rewards. So, okay, that looks pretty cool. And it looks like there will be a territory decoration. Okay, nice. Territory emojis and text bubbles. We saw this. We talked about this in the previous one, right? They're adding more in-game emojis and just ways to be more social. A plus and a win here. I love it. Custom alliance chat groups. We talked about this too as well, where the alliance leader, even though, again, I know we mentioned we'd love to see this expanded past that, where it's not just the leader, but anyone in the game can make a custom group. I think that's eventually where it should go for sure. But I love just the fact that we're able to do that, because now at least your leads can set those up for your officer teams. You can set that up for maybe an in-game group chat for players that speak certain languages in your alliance, right? So they can communicate a little more efficiently, right? I think there's a couple good ways that this could be implemented. Outside of that, we have advanced rendering. So we're going to be having a little better rendering now. So it looks like they're increasing maybe the qualities for some of the images or animations that we'll be seeing in game. Honestly, can never go wrong there. And it looks like you're going to have to enable it, though. It looks like advanced rendering by tapping avatar, game settings, general settings, and then enable the advanced rendering toggle. Okay, cool, awesome. Maybe I'll check it out. New features, Mayor. So this is cool, right? We showed this off a little bit, where the mayor position is going to be coming to normal cities. So like non-capital cities, you're now going to be able to assign a mayor title for a standard city that you capture. And we saw, from what we saw, was going to be like a 2.5 or 3% training speed increase. I don't know if that's going to change, but that's what we saw in the Pioneer server. So I think this is just a win, right? Again, it's a small addition, but it at least gives you something to look forward to when you capture a city outside of the first occupation reward, and then getting the 50% gathering speed, and then whatever other bonus they give you. So they're just adding something more on. And then let's see, market refresh mechanism details and immortal preview. This is a new thing they added to the market. Now you can actually see percentages for pools. And we'll read it. This is a complete guide to the refresh rules and rates have been added to the top rate of the merchant Philip on the market interface. You tap the Immortal fragment. When the purchase interface pops up, you can tap the fragment to view the Immortal's information panel, skills, and attributes. So they're adding a few more things here. I like it. Alliance internal ranking. This is something that we had been asking for a while, and this is just a fantastic addition, in my opinion, to the game. Right, what we showed in the Pioneer server is that now you can look at rankings now for donations, power, helps, and a couple other areas as well that you're going to be able to utilize when it comes to having an easier time looking at all the names. Like if you need to jot down people every 3 or 4 days, right? Instead of going through and having to click on people to add to your spreadsheet to do member audits or activity, you now just click on this. I believe it shows it to you in a top-down format from most to least, and then, or even if they give you other options for it. That's just how it looked when we saw it. And now this is just going to allow for you to do more consistent, easier, I think, member auditing for your alliance. So if someone just is inactive and you're paying attention to who's not growing in power, maybe who doesn't have that most donations, or if you want to use it in another way where you're using it to praise and to give contribution accolades to or shout outs to, right? You could do that as well for your top contributors. The next thing that they have listed here is Mysterium Guide. So they just kind of added a detailed Mysterium Guide where they'll just give you some more information about it. I think this is a great addition because before that, where people really kind of had to go off of videos. I know I've made one, others have as well, so I think that's a great thing. Optimizations. Alliance Gifts. A new gift button has been added to the Alliance interface. Tap it to open the Gifts interface. This is a big win because I know a lot of people were talking about whether it's from gifts that are coming in, and it doesn't matter. I mean, there's people that just spend money on daily deal gifts, right, and just kind of low spender. But anywhere from anyone who spends on gifts to setting up markers to sending out Alliance mails, that was the big thing, is that Alliance mails were getting kind of lost, so to speak, between the gifts and the amount of markers that were being used in the Alliance. So this is just a great way to at least improve the ease of how you'll be able to point out Alliance mails now a lot easier. So I think a great addition. Daily missions, new mission to defeat bosses. So defeat known bosses been added. I think this is great. This just gives people another way to hit that 100-point gold chest, that 100-point daily activity chest a lot easier now. Alliance help hint, a guide to the max help chances. I think this is great. Just kind of gives you an indication when you're getting max helps. And then how many you can get per your castle level. Rally Revenge. A revenge button has been added to the mail sent when you are defeated by a rally, helping you to pursue the enemy who started the rally to the ends of Earth. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. This is something this is a new thing. We did not see this added in the preview notes that we were taking a look at previously. So this could be cool if this might be a way to track people who do that. Previous kings. The names of all the previous kings will be added to the World Hearts information interface. This is great. Tap the info button on the lower left of the King's Average. This is awesome. This is a new addition as well. Wishing Fountain design optimizations. A comprehensive upgrade of the Wishing Fountain's art designs brings you more. Okay, cool. Audio optimizations, improvements to both music and sound effects, more pleasant listening experience. Okay, nice. I'll take it. I'll be honest. Most games I usually just turn it off. That's just me. Balance adjustments. This is okay. This is going to be the interesting stuff now. So server migration rules. This is something we were hoping was going to get announced. It says now lords with a max power of reach 2 million, allow with a max power reached of 2 million to migrate to them, up from 1 million previously. With more lenient migration requirements, we hope to satisfy the migration requests of more lords while maintaining the right balance on the various servers. So the one thing I'm going to say here, and I know I touched on this in the Pioneer in the Pioneer preview patch notes that we saw in that video, is that I still think 2 mil is too high, in my opinion. I understand where they're coming from, where they want to give players that are over 1 mil power a chance to migrate out for servers that are that may just have low activity, or maybe they don't have a chance to recoup because they most likely might not have people coming in. I do see that side of it, right, where you don't want to make these people feel like the money they've invested into their accounts or the time they have, right, has all kind of gone to waste. I think one way that could help with that is if you just gave these people like a free migration ticket, right? Like they could migrate to a server still within the same rules, right, of 90 days, but you just do it like that. And then you keep the cap at 1 mil or about 1 mil. I'll be honest, like we talked about before, we did the math, and the average right now, if you're looking at a server at around 90 days for a free-to-play player, is probably going to be somewhere around 5 to 600K. Right, if they're active and playing the account consistently, right, that's a range of where you could expect a free-to-player to be by day 90. if you now you're upping the cap from 1 to 2 mil. 1 mil was somewhat tolerable, because free-to-play wouldn't be at a huge disadvantage if you had players that are extremely high power coming into a server, right, and then they just decide they want to terrorize, right? So it at least gave them a little bit of a safety net, right? And then in addition to the people that are in that current server who may be over a mil power, right, they can act as a deterrent, right? So they can kind of be your defense force if there's any invading people that have ill intentions coming into your server, right? So you had some benefits there, and I thought the 1 mil cap was actually perfectly set, in my opinion. Now, again, we're going to have to see how the 2 mil cap works. But again, if it's, like with anything, right, it's trial and error. These are just some of my potential thoughts on how it could play out on the worst case end. But again, maybe it doesn't. We'll have to wait and see. Now, the Forbidden Zone Sovereign Territory Declaration. In the kingdom that wins the contention of relics, the alliance that ranks first, energy cubes obtained must now also obtain at least 200,000 energy cubes to obtain the Forbidden Zone Sovereign Territory Declaration. The stricter requirement makes obtaining the Territory Declaration more prestigious. In the kingdom of contention of relics, the alliance. Oh, I see. The alliance that ranks first in energy cubes obtained must also now obtain. Oh, I thought this was the way that it always worked. But I guess the way before it was just the winning faction had to obtain that many, and then the number one alliance would get it. So it looks like now they just put another gate on it. Okay, I guess we were always doing that, though, I thought. Immortal substitution. After serious consideration, we've decided to withdraw Solomon from the game. All Solomon soul crystals will be substituted with Edward soul crystals, with all resources spent on upgrading Solomon will be refunded. Edward is a powerful fire-ranged bowman whose skill can increase physical damage and attack speed for 6 seconds. See, the only thing I would have loved to see here, because I did hear that Solomon was being taken out, I would love to see why. Like, what's the reason why they decided? Is it because they just felt it was imbalanced, and they just want to do some rework? Like, even a brief explanation like that, I think, would have been great for them to put out. Mysterium. To balance the difficulty of Mysterium, all enemy immortals in the Mysterium will be equipped with the Aura skill Wither, which reduces enemy healing effects by 50% at the start of battle. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I wonder if they're doing this to combat, and this is something new too, or at least more detailed. I wonder if they're doing this to combat people that are mainly running heal-based immortals and or heal dragons like water, in favor of maybe them wanting you to actually choose to pick more immortals to pair up so you can form more multiple teams. I feel like that's what this update might end up doing, or you might just have to time out when you use the healing effect so it's more useful. I guess we'll have to see how that works. The last thing, which I think is extremely big that they snuck in here, so to speak, not with any ill intent, but just noticing it as the very last item, it says World Map Cities. Wall defense has been adjusted to balance the frequency of occupations in Norheim. I wonder if that means that the wall durability will increase for every next capture, possibly? And then the last line, which is super interesting, and to prepare for the cross-server Alliance Arena game mode that is currently in development. This is pretty cool because right now if you're doing Arena, it's just within your server. So if this means that now they're going to create like a global arena, that could be really cool, right? Because that just means they're going to have a different set of rewards for that. Those rewards could be better, and now you can do arena ranking versus everyone in the game. This is really cool. I actually think this is a fantastic feature that was not announced in the previous preview that we did during the Pioneer test, and something that in even other games I've played I haven't seen this feature in, at least for the ones I have participated in myself, most notably Rock. And so I think this is a fantastic addition, right? Because it's going to allow for you to test more matchups against cross-server, do more trial and error testing. I think kind of looking at what meta builds are. This is awesome. So anyways, guys, look, with all of that being said, I think overall this 1.1 update still is a big win, even with some new additions that we're just seeing now that weren't added into that in-game mail. I would love to hear what you guys think down below in the comments. Let me know if you are enjoying the new features, any feedback you have, things maybe you'd like to see in the next update. Again, anything and everything, I would love to hear about it. And guys, as always, that's it for me. I'll catch you next time. Peace!